try it out?
We're gonna see if this guy can fit.
Yeah, how tall are you?
About a monster truck size.
I think we can make it work, man.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
You know, my Uncle Wise, a genius, and my Uncle Darren, my Aunt Siobhan, you know, they all started the Rough Rider movement. But, you know, before music, they had the bikes and the chapters and things like that. So it was already a motorcycle movement. The music movement just came and accelerated everything. So it just inspired me because it gave me an entry point to get into the business through family. I was doing music already. I was the only person in my family doing music. I was a DJ at the time, though. But then when they called me, they was like, you know, we're starting this label called Rough Riders. You should come up. Excuse me. And at the time, like, come up. You know how much money I'm making DJing? Like, I was set in Atlanta, by the way. And so I thought. And I went up to New York, and it changed my whole life. You know, my life changed from 16 to 17, like in 2 seconds. I moved to Atlanta. And then, like, just in a few years, Stop Drop came out, and these different records came out. And my journey went to where it's at now. For me, I see that my whole problem with our community is many things, but they're fixable. And so, you know, my thing is, like, be the change that you want. You know, we consume so many things, but know nothing about what we consume, right? So my part is like, okay, I could be a consumer in Ferrari and just buy, but like, why not be a part of Ferrari and actually understand what I'm driving, actually know the person that builds the car. I mean, Flavio Manzoni been to my house. You know, like, this is like a good friend of mine, not only in a transactional way, but in a friendship way, and just change the dynamic of our culture just being the biggest consumers in the world instead of the biggest enthusiasts in the world, or the biggest entrepreneurs and the biggest tastemakers, because we are those things naturally, coming from where we come from. And then also a blueprint for other people to see the different entry points, but not like force it down their throats, but just like, oh, you know what, this race, you know, I have a Monza, but I drove the Monza in Monza, you know, and let people see that and be like, whoa, wait a minute, like, what is Swizz doing in this car in Italy with these, like, what's going on? And it creates the conversation, but then have the answer to that conversation as well.
I mean, I think it has to do with, or what I've observed prior to me creating, what I observed from my father was definitely making something that is memorable and like undeniable, but still like contagious in the most positive way. Like, you want it to spread. You want to make it marketable in that type of way, and you want to have it be memorable. Like, there are certain things that like, we're so, like, as humans, we're so subconscious, right? And we, like, program ourselves. Like, with the phone, we program ourselves to think this way and think that way, and just making programming something and knowing what, like, that's like what it's what the code is made of and how it's going to affect people. I think that my dad is he's studied that and has mastered that, and like, it's pretty cool.
When I went into collecting and building the Dean collection, I didn't buy art. I never even sold anything since I started, even before, ever. I never sold a piece of artwork ever. Biggest offers, biggest this, never sold in 20-something years. And we still have every piece under the Dean collection, right? Because I didn't do it for the profit. The profit just happened to come with you having your passion and really loving something. I think a lot of artists also, they just think about the money part of it. I'm not gonna lie, like, I didn't even do music for money. I never even knew that I could make money in music. I was just doing music to hear it in the park, to hear it in the skating rink, to hear it in the cars and on the radio. Then when I was getting checks, I thought they were fake. Like, you know, I had like $700,000 worth of checks that was just sitting there that I didn't think they was real checks, from publishing and things like that. And, you know, because I wasn't educated financially at that time on making money in music. I seen everybody else, like, getting cars and things. I was like, damn. I wasn't putting two and two together. But just like everything today is just, you can have the business sense. I'm not saying don't have the business sense, but like for me, I want to make more history than money.
I want them to take away that it is important to make more history than always focusing on the what's right in front of us and what we want at that moment. To look into your future, to see who you want to be, and to really understand your purpose on a just on a spiritual and still like realistic way. Like you want to know what your realistic purpose is in this world. You want to know what card you are in the deck.
What I want people to take away from this show is family, travel, detail, open-mindedness. I've took away from it patience and discipline. You know, seeing these people, you know, taking their lifetime to build what they're building as a passion, just to get like $100 trophy. Then you realize the $100 trophy didn't really matter. It was just a goal. Then they'll go back and start the whole process over and learn that everything's not for sale. You know, seeing the most beautiful cars, I'm like, okay, well, how much is this? And the guy said, I would never sell it. And the other person say, well, the reason why he won't sell it because he built it by hand for 10 years. And it hits different when you hear that and you see that passion. It's like, wow, like I need to get more discipline.